Hey everybody, so I just got out of Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, directed by Quentin Tarantino, starring Leonardo DiCaprio, Brad Pitt, and Margot Robbie. This is by far the best movie I've seen the entire year. Tarantino once again completely knocks a movie all the way out of the park. Everyone who was in this movie is great. Aside from Pitt, DiCaprio, and Robbie, this film boasts a stellar and huge cast who all put in great performances. On top of that, I thought that DiCaprio and Pitt did a great job with who their characters are and their arcs in the movie. And I could very clearly see both of these actors getting a lead actor nomination at the end of the year at the Oscars. Margot Robbie, hardly in the movie, but does a good job with what she has to do. It is to me one of Tarantino's more smartly written and by far one of his funnier scripts that I've ever seen put to screen. The setting of the 60s is great and it feels incredibly accurate to the time period. Um, a few negative things. Not aesthetically. You can clearly tell that Tarantino has a foot fetish in this movie. It's right there. It's out in the open in multiple scenes, and it doesn't seem to try to hide it at all. And my other thing is that the film started off and felt like it was very slow for the first half of it. And for a 3 hour movie, you don't really want that. But the back half of the movie is so strong and just great overall that it by far makes up for everything that somewhat let you down in the beginning. I kept finding myself asking, when is this going to get better? When is it going to get good? When is it going to start feeling like a Tarantino movie? And over time, it does start to feel like a classic Tarantino where he's doing his classic stick, where you're getting the good witty comedy, the writing, and the music, and it all comes together in the back half of the movie and not necessarily saves it, but it makes the movie a lot better than what I thought it was going to be while sitting inside the theater. The final scene is great, and it might be one of my favorite things that Tarantino has ever done. And the entire last 90 minutes of the movie, I was on the edge of my seat in anticipation for what was going to happen to these characters the entire time. I kept trying to guess what was going to happen, see what was going to happen, and it kept subverting my expectations in a very positive way that I liked very much. Um, let's see. I have a feeling that at the end of this year, this movie is going to be an award season darling. Like I said, I see Pitt and DiCaprio very easily getting best actor in a leading role, or at least a best supporting actor for one of them. One of them's going to get a lead, one of them is going to get a supporting, but I could see it happening either way for either character. I also think that Tarantino is going to get a best director and a best writing nomination because, like I said, this is best written movie in my opinion, and it's by far his best directed movie. Everything looks beautiful. It feels very experimental for what he's doing with the camera work, and it just overall feels great with everything put together that he did in this movie. And by far, I don't know who the cinematographer was for this movie, but for whoever it was is definitely going to get an Oscar nomination because this movie looks beautiful all the way throughout. I have a lot of things I want to say about this movie. It's by far, like I said, the best movie I've seen all year, and I have to give it a 10 out of 10.